Rarity and Babs. Gotta say, I never expected a story to revolve around these two. Yet that's a strength of the Friends Forever comic line. Some pairs seem like a natural idea, while others can take you by surprise. If it's done right, it can be an enjoyable ride. And in that spirit, I'm trying to see what would happen if you put together some other unlikely groups, such as Big Macintosh and Gilda.
Nope.
Chief Thunderhooves and Seabreeze. And Silver Shill with Timberwolves. Of course, you can't just slap two characters into the same story and expect it to work out. A good story features well-defined characters pursuing their own goals and playing off one another. Hey, aren't you gonna stick around?
No.
Okay. I guess my greatest trepidation going into this is how well Babs can be presented alongside Rarity. In terms of characterization and screen time, Rarity's leagues above the little filly. So let's see how well these two can share the spotlight. And Shill, what have you learned about friendship today? Apparently, friends give blood.
Generosity, I'm here to set the bar, just sit back and watch.
Our story begins with the character who's not featured on the cover, Sweetie Belle, who sleeps holding a spike-like stuffed animal. Take from that what you will. She awakens to an ear infection with the most unusual response. Nar. I was gonna say that nobody reacts like that, but I'd be wrong.
Hello, Mai. Bye, Mai.
Not sure that's the association they wanted. And in comes Rarity in full drama mode, fawning over her not dying sister, begging the doctor for some good news, and making sure whatever she's got isn't contagious. If you're looking for an example of why I enjoy Rarity's character, yo. Unfortunately, Sweetie's not going to be able to travel to Manhattan with her sister, who is doing more design work for Sapphire Shores. Sweetie mentions wanting to see Sapphire without breaking and entering again. Nice nod to continuity. And Rarity assures her that fillies are breaking in on a weekly basis. A weekly basis? Hey, buddy. You are going to lose your job if this keeps up. You need to hire this guy if you want to keep the fillies out.
Attention, duelists! I'm glad I took all those child-grabbing classes.
I never realized how horrible that sounds until just now. And without so much as an establishing panel, we're in Manhattan, where Rarity is expecting Sapphire Shores and dresses up the first pony who walks in the door, who turns out to be Babs. Duh. And then they start summarizing continuity. Sweetie Belle tried to drive you off a cliff in a giant apple, right? Please don't remind us of that episode. And we had an adventure with Trixie. You know, I'm usually the guy who jumps up and celebrates continuity, but this is just awkward. How many of you greet old friends by summarizing how you met and what you did last time? Anyway, rather poor form on Sweetie Belle's part not to mention meeting with Babs. Further proof that ponies are naturally poor communicators. Babs takes the disappointment pretty hard. Excuse me a moment. Duh. And despite some misgivings, Rarity decides to dote some attention on her for 8 pages. 8 out of a 22-page story. That's more than 36%, or to be more accurate, 0.36, Math is fun. Those 8 pages aren't boring by any means. There's some funny moments reminiscent of how Rarity first met Twilight, but this is all on Rarity. Babs is just along for the ride and serving as a victim. By the end of this sequence, we don't know anything more about Babs' thoughts or the motivation in this story. We only know that she's had to contend with one creepy stylist.
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
Jesus Christ, how horrifying.
Wow, really stacking up the abridged references today. Keep this up and
Hey kids, want to see a dead body?
Moving on! The first real moment of characterization comes when Babs finally says she isn't interested in the same things as Rarity. She mentions having the same problem with her parents. And can I pause to gush over this comic's presentation of Babs? Because it does 3 things right. The first thing is that it doesn't treat Babs as a redemptive character. We had that already in the Manhattan Mysteries arc. It can be very tempting to have a character continually try to make up for past mistakes. In fact, this fandom seems to gravitate towards redemptive characters like Luna, Trixie, and Sunset Shimmer. Yet if a character is solely defined by past mistakes, they'll never grow into something more. Here, Babs isn't trying to make up for anything. Rather, she's trying to find a friend with which to connect. That's why she was so crushed to Miss Sweetie Belle. The second strength is how she's drawn. Babs never struck me as all that adorable, yet this comic makes her so. Duh. You really can explode your doll meter. Hey, you were right!
Hata!
The final strength is how Babs' conflict ties into and enhances Rarity's presentation. After Babs leaves, Rarity becomes indignant over her wasted efforts and complains to a very patient Sapphire Shore. And Sapphire Shores notes that perhaps Babs has struck a chord with Rarity, who likely didn't connect well with her own family. We've seen how different Rarity is from her parents. It wouldn't surprise me if she did have trouble getting them to understand her love of fashion and high society. Ponies get pop stars who are attentive, empathetic, and insightful. We get Justin Bieber. So Rarity takes Sapphire's words to heart and scores tickets for something Babs will enjoy. A roller derby? Oh, I'd forgotten.
Pony roller derby! Go!
These peaceful, pastel-colored ponies who decorate their homes with hearts still enjoy kicking the crud out of one another. And this is the part of the comic that shines, especially because of Rarity. How does Rarity usually respond in situations?
You don't want a new gown either. I just love their accessories. If you ask me, she's a hero of fashion. You would look rather dapper in a tuxedo. Wouldn't I look just magnificent?
The spectacle of the roller derby provides the humor, so rather than being flanderized, Rarity serves as the outsider's perspective while Babs is caught up in the moment. Not once does Rarity comment on the roller derby outfits. She asks for clarification about the rules, or comments on the violent names like Shadow Smacks, Princess Celestia, and Scar Swirl. It's clear that this isn't her thing, and she's taking more of a polite interest. Yet she also finds things to enjoy, like the name Shining Harmor, who... Cadence? That's... Oh, it all makes sense now. All that talk about how boringly peaceful the Crystal Empire had become, here's how she gets her kicks. You can say that this is a pony who just happens to look like royalty as part of a fun visual gag, but we all know the truth. Our precious pink princess pummels ponies for a pastime. Of course, she's not the only royal getting in on this.
Let it go, let it go. That perfect girl is gone.
Rarity further shows her awesomeness by taking Babs backstage to meet the winning star, Shadow Smack, who also relates to the conflict of having a passion that friends and family might not understand, though her mom got into the spirit. And truly, what brony couldn't identify with such a message? The show we enjoy is unexpected, to say the least, and there's a lot of ridicule that can come from outside. But the truth is there isn't a human being alive who hasn't faced this conflict. It's a struggle for everyone to have an interest or passion that others don't get, and we mark true friends and family by their willingness to support our pursuits, even if they're not totally on board. And so Rarity journals about what she learned while using her own passion to show support for Babs. She also connects further with Sweetie Belle, who is nicely recovered. There are some strong similarities between the lesson in this comic and the lesson in Sisterhood Social. Yet I'm not against presenting a similar lesson with a different storyline, or applying the same lesson between friends and family. Much like a roller derby, Friends Forever number 13 takes a while to get going, but when it does, there is a big impact. The artwork is lovely, Babs is presented well, and Rarity is in top form. The moral is great, and all in all, I'd say this is my favorite Friends Forever to date. There are some notes for improvement, including cutting down on the extended pampering scene. Even one page could serve a better purpose, such as a flashback showing Rarity's conflict with her own family. And the exposition can be very overt. The best of this comic lies towards the end, so I'd urge some patience with the story, because it's worth it. I'm Silver-Quill, and if you'd like to hear more of my insanity on the IDW comics, you can hear them on the MBS show as I join Norman Sanzo and James Cork in talking about the whole series. Thanks for watching, and if you'll excuse me, I need to have a heart-to-heart. Alright, Princess Beat 'em Up, I know about your double life now, but I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. So come on out here and... oh, poo. Nyarr. No, sorry, doesn't work for me.